Hello friends, I'm Kelsey and welcome to the Treehouse. I'm very excited to have you here because we have a lot of adventures to go on together. First, we're starting with some owls, and then we're going to be meeting some of my opossum friends. So make sure you stick around. Let's go explore together.
Has anyone ever done any shadow puppetry before? No, maybe some people did. So we're going to do some shadow puppetry today. You're going to actually be creating your very own shadow puppets and then performing them on my shadow puppetry stage. The first step today is going to be to decide on what kind of shadow puppetry show you want to do. When I turn on the light, you can see that it's much brighter, right? You can see my shadow? Yes, you can. So your shadow puppets that you're going to make are going to be a lot like mine. Let me show you this first one. It's a mermaid. What do you think this one is?
Turtle!
Yep, turtle swimming around.
A dragon!
Got a dragon here, yep. And I got one more.
Go!
A goat. Yep, so there's my little goat.
What's your name?
My name's Shelby.
I'm from the exhibit.
Me too.
Great Lakes.
Me too. Wanna be friends?
Yeah.
We'll be best friends forever.
All right.
Wanna play?
Yeah.
Rawr. And the puppy ran away. He was sad because he wanted a friend. And then the spider and the dinosaur said "Rawr," and the spider got scared too and ran away. And he was sad. He had no friends. He just said, he sang a song and said, "I will set his head up." No, I want it.
Hello everyone and welcome to Craft Corner. I'm super excited to have you here today because we are going to be making something I think is really cool. We are going to be making our own hovercraft using only a few things. You can see I have a CD in my hand, we have some balloons, a hot glue gun, a cap, and then some stickers. That's all you really need. Do you think you want to build one with me? Perfect. Let's get started. Now our first step is to make sure you have a CD. You can have one laying around the house. Maybe it's an old DVD that's scratched up or something that doesn't work anymore. But we can go ahead and use one of these because we need the hole right in the middle for our air to come out because that's going to make our hovercraft actually hover. Now, in order to do that, we need a cap. Now this is a special kind of cap because I can pull it open and shut it close so it snaps open and close. Now I got this one off a bottle of dish soap. You can check to see if any of your even water bottles have them or dish soap that you're done using. Now what we have to do is use our hot glue gun and put our cap right over the hole on our CD. Now with our hot glue gun, you probably are going to have some help from an adult just to make sure that we are being safe because you can hear it right in the name. It's going to be hot. So I'm gonna put down my little kickstand and now I'm ready to glue. So I'm gonna go around the cap here and make sure that it's perfectly covering our hole in the center. And now I'm gonna press on my hot glue gun and make sure that it's sealed off. This way, no air goes through. And we don't want any air to go through because we want our hovercraft to actually hover, right? So we're gonna put some glue all the way around. And it's okay if it's sloppy too, because now we know it's extra sealed. And I can cover it up with some stickers. No one will know. Now that we've got this down, we wanna give it some time to dry. So while we do that, I'm gonna decorate it. I have some extra fancy space stickers here because I thought it would be pretty appropriate, since it's a hovercraft, to have things that hover themselves. Maybe rockets, or I see some really cool spacecrafts, even Earth on here, put some planets. Ooh, and a dinosaur astronaut. I couldn't think of anything better. Now this is super simple, you see? Now we have our CD decorated, our cap on, and now it's time to grab our next supplies. You can see right here, it's just balloons. You only need one. And here I have a bunch of colors. What one should I choose? I'm thinking yellow today. Now I'm gonna blow this up, but I wanna make sure before I do that my cap is closed. Because once I have my balloon all blown up, I'm gonna put it right over that cap. Because once I open it, all the air from the balloon is going to come out the bottom and we're going to hover. But we don't want the air to come out too soon, right? So here we go. Now that it's closed and my glue is dry and cool, I'm gonna blow up the balloon. I think yellow is a good choice. Now you might need 2 people to do this part because we can't tie off the balloon for it to not have the air go out. So we have to be very careful as we put it around the top of this balloon. And I'm gonna let go. And remember, since we have the cap closed, the air won't come out. But once I let it go, the air will. So are we ready to take a look? All right, let's see how it goes. Oh, I'm gonna push it this way. Look, it's traveling all over the table. I'm super excited for you to try it too. This was pretty fun. And the good part is you can do it over and over again. Once you make your hovercraft, you can keep blowing up your balloon, maybe do different colors, and see how fast they can go. Maybe team up and do a few races as well. I can't wait for you to build a hovercraft of your own. See you next time.
Hey friends, Lizzie Schultz here, Nature Center Coordinator at the Burgess Shedbush Nature Center here in Shelby Township. I have one of my favorite books to read for you today. This book is called Maple by Lori Nichols. Maple loved her tree. When she was still a whisper, her parents planted a tiny tree in her honor. And even though Flavia, Millie Jane, Lena, Lily, and Constance were all good names, Maple was the perfect fit. And as Maple grew, so did her tree. Sometimes when Maple was noisy, which was a lot, her parents sent her outside to play. Her tree didn't mind if she was loud. Maple would sing to her tree and sway for her tree, and sometimes even pretend to be a tree. On some days, when the wind was just right, Maple would simply lie under her tree, and its leaves would dance just for her. Then one day, Maple noticed her tree was bare. Maple was worried her tree might get cold. So Maple took off her jacket and gave it to the tree to stay warm. Sometimes Maple wished she had someone else to play with. The tree wasn't very good at throwing snowballs. She wondered if the tree felt the same way. So Maple introduced her tree to a friend. That friendship didn't last. But Maple and her tree still had each other through winter and spring. Do you see all the little woodland animals coming out now that it is warmer? Then one day, something surprising happened. Then something really surprising happened. Maple became a big sister. Maple tried to be a good big sister. The baby was cold, Maple gave the baby her hat and gloves. If the baby was lonely, Maple would share her special friends. But Maple couldn't always make the baby happy. And when the baby was noisy, which was a lot, Maple would take her outside to play, and something magical happened. Maple's tree danced for them both, and there was just enough room under the tree for Maple and her little sister, Willow. The end.
3, 2, 1.
Sign of the day. Hello there, friends. Are you ready to do some signing with me today? Perfect. We have 4 signs. First, we are going to start with one of my favorite friends. It's an owl. We've learned bird before, but now it's time to learn owl. So we need both of our hands to do this sign, and they are going to make kind of like a little raindrop. So we're going to take our thumb and put it together with our other fingers. Then we're going to bring it up to our eyes and move them back and forth. Do you know why we do this? Well, owls have big eyes. They're also able to see in the dark because they're nocturnal. So we bring our eyes up here, our owl eyes, and move them back and forth, just like they're looking around and blinking. Do you want to do owl with me? Perfect. Here we go. Both of our hands up. We make our little raindrops, and we move our eyes back and forth. Owl. Very good. I think you're ready for the next one, right? Okay. So our next sign that we're going to learn is actually the word sign. But not this sign that we do when we're signing together. We're talking about street signs. Maybe when you're driving around, you might see some signs. Do you see how I did that? I took my 2 pointer fingers on both hands and brought them together to make a square. Or you can make a rectangle. Sometimes you may even see a triangle or even a diamond, right? We can see a whole bunch of signs when we're driving around or even walking. So, signs. You're doing an amazing job with that one. Do you want to try it together? Here we go. Signs. Very good. Now it's time to learn another sign. Our third one. Our third sign is going to be balloon. Balloons are one of my favorite things. We use them to celebrate birthdays or maybe just to play with when you get to pat them up in the air and they go up, 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 and we try to get them back. So we're going to learn balloon. Now, what you have to do is bring both your hands together, bring them up like we're going to blow up a balloon, and then our balloon blows up. Do you want to try that with me? Both hands together, and then we're going to fill up our balloon, and here it goes. That's right, balloon. We're actually going to be using a balloon for our craft today, so make sure you stay around so we can try our balloons together. All right, and now it's time for our last sign. It's another animal sign, and it's one of my favorite animals that we get to go visit a lot here at the Nature Center, and that's an opossum. We're gonna meet my friend Lily the opossum later on. So together, we can make an opossum with our hands. Well, we'll need both of our hands to do that, and they're going to have our pinkies stick out this time. And our other fingers are gonna take a little nap. And what we're going to do is hook our pinkies together. This is going to be like a branch, and this one right here is going to be the opossum's tail. So they hang and swing back and forth when they go to sleep at night. They don't really sleep like us in a bed. They can hang with their tail. This is the sign for opossum. Can you do that with me? I think you can. Let's take both of our hands, bring them up, swing back and forth. Opossum. Very good. Now you've learned 4 signs with me today, and I can't wait for you to continue to practice and see how you've grown the next time we visit together. Have fun signing. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, Lizzie Schultz here from the Burgess Shadbush Nature Center, and I am excited to introduce you to one of my really good friends. Today, we're gonna hang out with Lily the opossum. Now, Opossums really love to eat, and so I have here her favorite snack, which is an apple. And so I have little apple chunks around for her to find. Now, Lily is with us because she is blind, so she cannot survive in the wild. But if she's blind, how do you think that she is finding her food? You're right, she is using her nose. She also uses those really big whiskers on her face to feel around. She doesn't seem to be having any problems finding her favorite treats. Now, sometimes people look at opossums and think they're kind of scary or even ugly because maybe they look like big rats. But I always like to tell people, and so does Lily, that opossums are not related to rats in the slightest. They're actually related to kangaroos and wallabies and koala bears. They are marsupials, which means mama has a pouch, and that's where her babies go. When the babies are born, they're born about the size of a jelly bean, really tiny, and mom will have about 12 to 15 babies. When they come out, they crawl right into mama's pouch, and that's where they get mama's milk because they are mammals. And so they will stay in the pouch for quite some time until they are ready to come out, and then all 12 to 15 babies climb onto mom's back because moms can do anything and everything. And so mom is walking around, she has all her babies on her back, she's avoiding predators, she's searching for food, and she's going to be doing that mostly at night because they are nocturnal, which means they like to party at night and sleep all day. But sometimes you may find them in your backyard, and that's okay too. Just like you may want a midnight snack sometimes, so do they. They just are a little hungry. As you can see, they really like to eat. Opossums are really beneficial, which means we like having them in our backyard because they are nature's pest control. Have you ever had a tick on your body? It's like a really small bug, gets on your skin and drinks your blood. Ew, that's not fun. And ticks can even carry diseases that can make us very sick. So we don't like having them around, which is why we love opossums, because a single opossum in a single season can eat over 5,000 ticks, which is pretty amazing. They do that because as they walk around in the woods, they get covered in bugs and ticks, and then they spend a long time grooming themselves. Have you ever seen your cat or dog lick their paws and then their fur? Just like that, opossums make sure they are nice and squeaky clean too. They're actually one of your cleanest neighbors to have. They're also going around and finding dead animals to eat. They're called scavengers. So they'll find maybe dead rats or mice or squirrels or frogs, anything like that, and they'll gobble them up so that we don't even have to worry about it. Sometimes people ask if opossums can hang by their tails. When they're itty bitty babies, they are light enough to do that, but once they're grown-ups, they are not able to hang by their tails anymore. They mostly use that tail to hold onto branches as they're climbing for a little bit of balance. They sometimes use it to carry nesting materials, so they'll gather leaves and sticks or anything like that that they would like to bring back to their den. And then, sometimes they'll even just carry snacks with their tail, which is what I would use a tail for too, to carry my favorite snacks. All right, friends, thank you so much for hanging out with Lily and myself. I hope you will visit us here at the Burgess Shadbush Nature Center. We'd love to have you. We are open Wednesdays through Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We are also open on Sundays, noon to 5. We also have really fun special events scheduled, so make sure to check the Shelby Township website to see what's coming up. See you next time.
Hi friends, I'm Mrs. Bethany at the Shelby Township Library, and I wanted to tell you about some of the new books that we have. We're right here by the new picture book shelf in the kids area. If you're a little one who likes to hear bedtime stories, maybe you like to get tucked in and have your grown-up read to you, you can come right here and pick out some cool picture books with lots of great drawings. Here's one that maybe you're getting ready to start thinking about starting kindergarten. K is for kindergarten. And this book goes through the alphabet with each alphabet letter talking about a different thing that you'll experience in kindergarten. We also have a new one in this Sports Illustrated for Kids book series. There's a couple of books like this about different sports, and this one's called Good Night Dance. This one's about a little girl who likes ballet, and she gets to go to a ballet and see real professional dancers that inspire her to be a good dancer one day. When she goes to her classes, she's gonna practice really hard. Maybe she'll be on the stage one day too. And maybe you have a pet dog or you like animals. We've got this new one called Dogs at Work. Good Dogs and Real Jobs. It's from the point of view of a kid who maybe stays at home thinking about what their dog would do if their dog went out to work one day instead of the kid going to school and the dog staying home. There are dogs that have jobs too, so this storybook tells you about what dogs might do if they go to work. Maybe they're a fire dog or a police dog or a therapy dog, and dogs have a lot of work to do too, so you can read this story to find out. We also have our new nonfiction books. So those are the books that, instead of being pretend stories, are books with pictures and facts of real things. So we got some new nonfiction about some of your favorite toys recently. Here's one about Legos, and we also got one about Barbies. Or maybe you like reading the Magic Treehouse books. That's a chapter book series that are pretend stories, but there are some stories that go along with it about real things in the books. So here's one of the Magic Treehouse fact tracker books. So it's gonna tell you some real facts and some pictures and things about real snow leopards. Or if you like the I Survived books, there's also a new I Survived True Stories Courageous Creatures book with some real animals and how they were rescued. If you're a little bit of a bigger kid, we have some books for you too on our new shelf for the chapter books. Maybe you've read The One and Only Ivan or watched the movie on Disney Plus. The same author who wrote that book, Catherine Applegate, has a new one called Willow Dean, about an 11-year-old girl, Willow Dean, who loves all kinds of animals and creatures, even ones that some people think are a little bit monstrous. And this is one of the animals, the hummingbird. Isn't it cute? That lives in her village, but it's mysterious how all the hummingbirds seem to have disappeared lately. So Willow Dean and her friend Connor are going to try to track down the answers as to why the hummingbirds have gone missing. Or maybe you like to read graphic novels. You know, those are really popular right now, where we've got some of the more comic style pictures in there. If you like Big Nate, the same author, Lincoln Peirce, has this series, Max in the Midnights, about Max, who is a knight in training, and her band of loyal friends. This is the newest book in the series, and they face dangerous trolls and pirates and evil kings as they go on a quest trying to find her twin sister in this story. So it's a good one to check out if you like graphic novels and chapter books. And we have a lot more new books that come in all the time that are on all of our new bookshelves in the kids area at the library. So we'd love to see you come in and help you find the book that's just right for you.
No matter where you look, there's always something to discover, especially when you're outside here in Shelby Township. So let's put on our binoculars and see what we can discover together. It looks like today we're exploring some signs around the township. This is a perfect way for us to figure out what these signs mean together. Now the first sign I see, it looks like it says no dogs allowed. I can tell this with not only just the words, but if you see the picture on the sign. It has a dog and a red cross going across it. It's letting us know that no dogs are allowed in this area of the park. Ooh, it looks like this sign is located by some water, and it has to do with one of my favorite activities, fishing. This sign is letting us know that anyone who might be in a wheelchair or might use crutches or a cane can use this area to fish. It's accessible to all. Now this sign is very important and is also located by the water. It's letting us know that we cannot go swimming in this area. Swimming might be fun, but it's too dangerous in these waters. Ooh, it looks like we have two signs for the price of one. The first one on top, well, this might look familiar. It's our good old stop sign, letting us know that we have to, you guessed it, stop. And right underneath it is a crosswalk sign, letting us know that it's safe for us to cross. And speaking of crossing, look at this sign right here. It's letting us know that we are able to cross straight ahead. It's It's also warning cars that there might be people crossing the street, so they need to watch out where they're going. And look at that, another crossing sign. Who would have guessed it? Now this one is letting us know something very important, that something's nearby. And can you guess what it is? I'll give you a hint. Look at what they're carrying in their hands. There is a school very close, and there's of course going to be people crossing the street to go to and from school. Now this sign is letting us know that we have come to the end of the road and can't go any further. So if we go down this street, we can't go out the other side. It just ends. It comes to a dead end. And even though this is our last sign on our exploration, this gives you a chance to go out and see what other signs you can discover out on your own. So remember, go out and have fun exploring. All right, my friends, we've come to the end of the treehouse. However, our adventures don't stop here. Make sure you go out and explore. We learned about signs that you can go and find, right? So grab your binoculars and do some exploring. Until next time, play fair, play nice, and play together. Bye.